started in this morning's live. I just want to welcome everybody here on this early Saturday morning. Whether you're watching now, after the live, heck, maybe you're watching tomorrow, and it's yesterday now, this live. I appreciate you watching. I think there's a lot of information in the details, and I think, we've understood the transparency here going from weekend to weekend now, and just the understanding that with the expanding threat of war, with the expanding threat of the increased tariffs on the 2nd going into effect on the 3rd, more than likely, with the expanding quantitative, they haven't gone into a quantitative easing style setting yet. So until we get into quantitative easing with all of the aforementioned things I've said, it's going to be very hard to reverse the course here on crypto, at least in the short term. And right now we've broken down some barriers that, it makes it a little uncomfortable for certain areas. I understand that. But we also need to watch the market, not just crypto right now, because it's not just risk assets. So you always got to be aware if it's risk assets that are dumping, if it's more than just risk assets. Is gold and silver dumping? Are mining stocks, are mutual funds, bonds, the yields, are those things changing along with crypto? Or was it a crypto, specific thing that led to these downfalls? And right now, at least unequivocally, we can say it's a lot more than crypto. And in fact, like I showed the anomaly yesterday, even in some of the mining stocks, when precious metals like gold was up $28 or $23, and it's almost pushing $3,100 an ounce, you had a couple mining stocks, especially like B2 Gold, was down better than 9% on the day. Now, understandably, within the pattern, the way it moved, it had to back test to move up. That's still a very harsh correction, just the fact that it moved up. So I try to find correlation so I don't look at crypto and be like, you know what? Everything else is moving, but crypto decided to dump out. So now, the more I look at it, it seems to be, and it's no different than how we started talking in December, how it looked like we had reached a major top, at least for the moment. And it's not because we thought, it was like late December, early January. It's not because we thought the market's over. It's just we were overbought. There was too much hype. And, like we always say, when the general shoe salesman can tell you when to buy a stock or when to buy crypto, and they had no interest in it before, that's likely the time that we're at a top. So, that doesn't mean that the market's any less desirable. But one of the things that, as time goes on, and I've been very transparent with this since 2021, as the years go on, crypto as a whole becomes less desirable for me because it was more desirable before all the government overreach. Yes, there was manipulation, but now our own government is making a crypto reserve. Our own government is overreaching, and now they're making rules and regulations. Everybody wants a regulated market, but that's when I call my cahoots, and that's when I basically lose all interest in crypto. Yeah, I'll still talk about XRP. I'll still have my here and there things like DGB, or things that, that I want, but it's not going to be of any interest to me. So, like, everybody is rushing into a regulated market, but get used to this. The government would be the buyers and sellers of last resort in crypto, which it's not like they already aren't, but now they would have a legal arm to stand on. Like, is that really what we want? So we got to be careful when we're asking for all this overreach, so it's like with the education in the country, we wanted a Department of Education. Well, I didn't want it. None of you wanted it, I would hope. But there was government overreach, and then we created the Department of Education. And then that's when they can control the students from a very young age. It's the same thing in the market. Now the government can control the market the more it's regulated, like way more. Exhibit A, the stock market. Exhibit B, the commodities market. Exhibit C, let's see. Any other market, the ETF markets, you go to any of them, the bond markets, the mutual market, or the mutual funds, the money market, all of it. Like student loans. It was better when it was you had to take it out from a privately owned company. Now, once the government got involved, now people own student loans and they're paying on it for 40 years and they're barely paying off any of the principal. We don't want that. We want to be able to be in control. So another thing that is, again, it's rather alarming to me that this keeps happening. And if we look at this again, I mean, 5 years ago, I would have never thought this watching Mike Maloney. I'll be honest. I would have never thought this could be even possible. So let's go to my subscribe. Let's see. Where was this at? Why is it coming up like this? I don't want it like this. Well, I'm going to have to type in Mike Maloney. But look what he put. But look. And it's never Mike Maloney who puts this out. It's always Alan Hibbard. But I just watched it this morning. Where's it at? But they keep pushing this. So he's going to sell it all and buy Bitcoin, Alan Hibbard. So they talk about, it's just they're expanding the talk about how all these people are going to sell all this gold and all of their precious metals to buy Bitcoin. And this narrative seems to be being pushed a lot here. And it makes me a little nervous because usually when they go to these kind of links, the ones in charge, and they are telling you like, hey, even sell all of your gold and silver to buy this, they usually need exit liquidity. And that's what I feel like's going on here. I do. And the more that they push exit liquidity, the more you see things like HBAR drop 7.2% on the day. And XRP down 4%. So you don't want this combined effort from the news, the media, social media, influencers, the government, all telling you to buy Bitcoin and all this. This isn't right. Like, it's not right. So usually when they tell us to buy all of this stuff, it becomes garbage in the moment. And then when they tell you not, even Jim Cramer's telling you to buy some of this shit. So we've got to kind of play this 4D chess game with everybody. We really do. We really, really do. I didn't take as much profits and sell what I did for no reason, folks. Like, just read between the lines with what I do. Like, there's a reason why. If I was 100% confident this market was still going up, I wouldn't have sold a damn thing in early January, late December. But it's just a combined assault. Like, everywhere I turn now, everybody's telling you to buy it, and it's and again, they're using the word store of value. I'm sorry, but even Alan Hibbert comes on today and he goes, and this is something I can say, and you guys can watch because I don't want to be biased, but he comes on and says, get ahead of Bitcoin before all the other governments are forced to buy Bitcoin to put it in a strategic reserve as a store of value. It's like, stop with this store of value stuff. Like, that's going to wreck everybody. If you buy a store of value, you're looking for your value to maintain or increase slowly but surely. Maybe there's a small drop, but year over year, it's still going up. I can't say that for cryptocurrency, the biggest risk asset of them all. I can't point to revenue. I can't point to dividends. You can't point to like any kind of shareholder in a sense because it's there's nothing like that. So what we have to point to and like what we have to stand on, it's not a store of value. Like, you can't have a store of value and like I put $10,000 in gold, right? And 3 months later, if I need to take it out, it's probably the same. It might be worth 9,900. It could be worth 10,100. Maybe if you're lucky, it went up more than that. Or down than that, if you're very unlucky, maybe it's worth 9,500. If I bought a crypto 3 months ago for 10,000, I might only have $4,000 left. That's a huge far cry. And that 9,500 from the gold, it's going to represent what the current flow as well in the economy is with the US dollar. So you're actually storing your wealth still by just waiting it out even. But I mean, it's a big difference. You can't eat gold and you can't defend the homestead with crypto. No, but at least with gold, I can still afford to pay the light bill if I have to sell the bar as a store of value, my point. With crypto, when it's risky, I'm not saying not to own crypto. I have crypto for a risk asset. I have gold and silver bullion for store of value. That stuff I'm not looking to sell. That's like, that money's gone away. It didn't go away and go to money heaven, but it's gone to another avenue in this dimension. It's not meant for spending or using. It's actually gone. It's gone. It's gone until the next generations is what I call it. But I don't disagree with you, Messi. I like how you're saying, like, because at the end of the day, you still got to eat. You still got to eat. But I think it's fun to talk about this stuff. So when most people, when the market's down, they get a little upset. I choose to take it a different way. I come in with the positivity, and not just the positivity of price appreciation or depreciation, but the positivity of let's dig deeper into the market and let's dig deeper into the cycle. Because right now, I think we can all agree this isn't standard. Bull markets drop, but it's the way that it's being perceived right now. So I still, I'm very happy with crypto though. Crypto's changed my fortunes, you know, in a big way. In a big way. And all of my crypto stuff I've done in front of all of you. So I had just started getting into it when I started this channel. You know, when I finally learned where to buy XRP and do the stuff I needed to do. But it's been an unbelievable growth for this community in 4 years. And it's crazy we hit our 4-year anniversary on March 24th. And I've never missed a day doing this. So I'm always here. We're always trying to do something. But yeah, H-bar is definitely leading the way down. And it's getting pretty ugly here. So I appreciate it. And you guys will notice. Well, there's 130 people here. Wow. But you'll notice the redder it gets. And like I said yesterday, it's crazy because somebody's like, oh, see, it's only the regulars again. The ones who are really in. But before, when the market was down, there was like 75 people in the lives. Now when the markets are down, there's 130. That's a little bit of a difference. Sometimes there was like 50. But I think the best way to approach this, everybody, is look at it universally what we need to do, right? So if all markets are volatile, you've got to have one avenue. So let's just say you made 10 or 20 grand and you don't want to buy gold. You don't want to buy silver. You're trying to find a way to just for a couple of months, wait it out. Instead of putting it in a stable coin where it earns no yield, put it in a CD for 2 months. That's what I did 2 months ago. And I was going to keep that money for my bathroom funds after I had made that profit. And I was doing the rest of my house because I know my bathroom's going to cost less than 15 because it's small. So I put 15,000 in a CD for 2 months. I didn't want risk. I didn't want it in gold and silver. I didn't want it in a mining stock because that's just as risky. Maybe not as risky as crypto, but it's damn near close, especially if it doesn't pay a dividend. Let's see. But so I just put it in a CD that was yielding like 3.7% or whatever at the time for 2 months. Pays $500 and something. So we've got to find ways even in this community where we can still have a cash flow even with risk assets and the market becoming very risky to be invested in the moment. I've got investments that have been in for 4, 5, 700% in some cases, maybe more in some. You know, but those profits have already been taken, like just prescribed by the same philosophy. If you want to buy 10,000 tokens of something, buy 20 if you can. Because then when it's time to sell and you feel that urge because of a massive rally, you sell that half that you weren't even going to buy, and the half that you keep is what you initially wanted. What's with DGB? I mean, it's coming down with the market. My expectation was for it to come down like that if it came down. So it hasn't quite come down as far as I thought. But that's a big holding point. If it doesn't hold that, you got a little bit of a problem here because then we might come all the way back down. And like I always say, it's not often that a market bounces out of a consolidation and doesn't retest it. And if it goes up way too fast, well, you might just have to sit through the big drop. And right now, I mean, I see one set point to where if it could hold this kind of a drop in here, make like an inverse right shoulder, it could avoid coming all the way down, but it's going to be damn tricky with this market. In fact, this could have been a double top, and with this market, I could see a scenario where it just falls right back down. So we've got to be very wary right now about what's going on in this market. So this is not for the faint of heart. Like if I was not in, I would not be getting in. Is my point. And if you're looking to take a step out, don't take the step out of the market until it gives you the exact moment that this right shoulder is confirmed. Because to get out right now, if you're in right now, you're in no man's land unless you bought it at 30, 40, 50, 80, 90, $1.10, $1.50, hell, even $2 where you're above water. If you bought it at $3, $3.50, you're in some trouble right now. Because this very well could be creating a big bear flag. But you can't sell it until you fall through the region. So you've got to at least give it work. You got to give it time to fucking work. If you're going to say this is a right shoulder, you've got to give it time to prove it. If you're getting out of the market initially or for the end of it, and you've already done what you're supposed to do, and you took your profits, God, that sucks though. 50% cut though before you can even figure it out. Like you can't even figure this out until it breaks that structure. But would you rather still make 500%, even if you watch the market until the make it or break it, exact make it or break it point? Would you rather have that, or would you not want to sell the make it or break it point? Say, son of a bitch, you know, I only get 15,000 instead of 30,000. I'm not selling it at all. And then you watch it go back down to, you know, 4, 5, 7, 9,000. So that's why you got to be taking the profits up top. You got to subscribe to the philosophy that I teach, because then you don't have to deal with the bullshit of when do I sell and what do I hold and how do I get my money back. There's nothing worse, and I see it all the time. And I used to be this person in other markets too. I used to plan and prescribe. Well, actually, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I didn't know if I was buying them. If there's somebody here trading like this, don't worry. I used to be like this, so don't feel bad. I would be buying something and selling something. I didn't know what the fuck a cycle was. I didn't know if it was a bullish. I didn't even know what the hell bull or bearish was when I first started trading. I seen something. I looked at a chart and said, hey, you know, sounds good. Everybody's talking about it. And then when I sold, I didn't know it was in a consolidation phase. I didn't know it was in a bear market. And then I watched it go up a couple months later. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm only selling because it moves a few percent, you know. And I know there's people like that in the audience. So if that's you, you have a lot to learn. But the good news is that everybody starts there. Some people never leave that zone. So like I've drawn out what has to happen, in a sense, for this to stay bullish in any sense. If it breaks down this, it is what it is. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's just, it's all about where you bought in. It's all about what you've done during this cycle. Like some I know, you know, the worst thing you can do is ride it from 35, see it go up to 350, and then watch it come back down below $1 and never take a penny. You know, and I know there's people in my audience that are going to say, well, I'm a long holder. I'm going to buy until the end. And that's fine. And especially if you have enough money and you don't need to sell. But if you're in a situation where you need house renovations, you're behind on loans, you got to pay your house off, you've got bills that you can't afford, you've got high credit card yielding payments. Like, you know, that's where we have to start looking deeper. I try to have my crypto and my mining stocks and things like that, money that I don't need. But you never know when something comes up. So you never know. So you just never know. But anyhow, good morning. 11:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, March 29th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of again. I thought it was pretty cool how the XRP price on the middle one was 212222 as I was saying that until I was almost done. Crypto Scrooge welcome in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Also has his own little channel he does too. Covers a lot of stuff. I see him on X a lot putting stuff. Crypto Solo Scrooge, some of you might remember. Awesome to see you in here, friend. But for everybody tuning in, thank you. Seriously. Not an easy time in the market, but, you know, understand where we're at still. Possible inverse head and shoulders, but also possible larger head and shoulders. I've had some tell me that the head and shoulders was never in play, and it makes me go, what? It's still in play. How was it never in play? I try to find the rationale. Like, we can all clearly see that head and shoulders, right? Within what looks like a broadening wedge. Not necessarily the greatest thing to see on paper. That falling channel that we're on the top side of is something that we need to hold. And we're trying to hold on for dear life. Like literally dear life. But I don't know. I think we can all agree that there is a head and shoulders there. That it needs to invalidate in a rather good way. Sean Crothers, welcome in, my main man from Maine and a very trusted mod. Love it. Love it. I love seeing everybody in here. Granted, I didn't get to all the names because I kept talking. But now that I kind of slowed down a little bit, the last couple that I seen, I could at least acknowledge. Let's see if I just... Oh, there we go. A little bit easier for me to see. I had like the angle from down to up, so it's so weird. That makes it feel better. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on in this pattern. There's so much stuff going on in this chart. It's pretty amazing. That's why crypto's beautiful too, though. It never stops. It never stops. I don't know if I missed anything this morning. I'm going to look at the Fear and Greed Index as well. McMichael, welcome in. Sim Racer, great movie. Should have won an Oscar. I love you guys talking about stuff. Thanks for being in Tom's Arm for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. You look beautiful. You do. Julie's got to go to, what is it, a wedding shower at 12. So I'm on, and then I'll have to be off by, like, you're going to leave about, what, 11:45? And it doesn't, maybe you'll get there later. Who cares? You don't need to be there on time.
Thomas, I didn't even get a card. So what am I going to do? Just put money in an envelope?
Ooh, a card. Hold on, everybody. I got to try to bail Julie out real quick. What is it for again? A wedding shower? Let's see. See if I can order a card. Sorry, everybody. Wedding shower card. Someone's got to have some stupid card. Hey, not that it's stupid after all. Julia, bridal shower? All right. I mean, I guess this would work. Sorry, everybody. This is urgent. She's got to leave in like 40 minutes, so I've literally got to try to find this and get it delivered. And I think that'll work. I think that could work. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, those are stickers. Can't have stickers. Whoops. Julie would have been like, what am I going to do with this? Fucking sticker. Who the hell? But anyhow, any thoughts on the market is my question. Since everybody's here, gift the bride some crypto. Yeah. I mean, technically you could. You know, something tells me I'm gonna end up having to walk up to the store maybe. You would think they would have it. You would think they would have it on here. Let's see, XRP opponents 20%. NASDAQ files 19B4 for Grayscale Avalanche. Ooh. That's interesting. Wedding card, Mr. and Mrs. I don't want a wedding card. Wait a minute. Hold on, I gotta ask Julie something so I don't look like an idiot. All right, Julie said I can get that. Hopefully they have it. Be like, hey, just give me anything that says that's for a wedding. You know, like, just give me something that makes sense. Just don't give me something stupid. What is going on here? You know, when you need something to work, nothing ever works. You know how it is. But gives us time to watch the market a little bit as I try to figure this out for Julie. There, I found it. Continue. Express. Now it's the weekend. You got to tip the person better than $2. I'm sorry, but you got to give them $5. I know they're only getting a stupid card and it's half a mile from my house. It's not a stupid card. I mean, it's Saturday. You got to tip the people $5 at least. They're not getting paid dick to do DoorDash. At least not nowadays. Signature anniversary. Oh, yeah, because an anniversary card's the same. How is that even? Substitutions are going to get me in trouble. Okay. Wedding code. All right. Hopefully they show up with a wedding card, but we're trying to bail Julie out. Good morning, Hallowed. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Papa Wheelie and McMichael in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. And I see a new member with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Not joining today, but a new member this month nonetheless. So that is freaking awesome. Nick, welcome in. I love seeing you in here as well. I have not been in the Telegram today. It's been a little busy the last couple of days, as you guys can imagine, with the house remodel. It's been in my son's therapies and stuff. It's just been out of it. I've been like, let's see. Who is the new member? Halloween Nation, welcome. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month. I greatly appreciate that. George, welcome in this morning. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. And Marco, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. So if we break through the level we talked about, we had a technical drop. If anybody remembers when we broke down this uptrend, our technical drop from the setup we were in, because every action out to the top side would have a reaction to the downside. The technical drop was $1.96. So we'll see if it comes through there. Me too, Papa Wheelie. Oh, I wish you wouldn't have reminded me that. I just heard it go off. So more people are going to leave because I got to have dead air for about 30 seconds. Shit. Thanks a lot, Papa Wheelie. Let me go change my laundry over. All right, sorry about that. But Julie's doing the feeding for our son, and I got stuff I have to do, so I'm kind of multitasking. All right, so that would be the technical finish point at this short-term drop. But once you get past that, then it gets a little dicey. Really gets dicey. And there's a scenario where you can fill out this pattern in a very real way and be in something like this, and it could get to that FVG at $1.50 for sure. Shane, trying to pick a good entry point in these circumstances is very difficult because we don't know if we're at the winding down point of a bull market into another bear, or if this is a true consolidation, and we don't know how far it can go. If I'm looking at XRP, I wouldn't be looking at anything until $1.96 to see how it reacts, and then possibly down to that $1.50 area. That's how I'd be approaching it. Yes, XRP GOAT, just be very careful with the dollar cost averaging talk all the way down. When we talk dollar cost average, I'm not talking about doing it in a bull market to bear market. I want a dollar cost average in a bear market. I don't want a dollar cost average on a 75% drop. To me, that's just throwing money away. I want to be dollar cost averaging on the, final 10 to 15% down. You know, I don't want to do it the whole way down. So yes, I agree with dollar cost averaging, but we've got to do it in the right spot for sure. Like that's my whole thing. Joseph Kupiak, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. I love it. So we'll see, because one of the spots where it could jump would have been doing something like I drew out, and that, don't think that it's just there. We drew it out to $1.50. I should have made it all the way out too, so you guys could see. Yes, and I have it at the 1 point, but don't be fooled by my own drawing, because this could definitely do this before it jumps, you know, and starts jumping. And if it does this to do this, it'll do something like this, and then it'll come up. But we need to see if it's, you know, if this is a left shoulder, or if this is a bona fide ending to this moment. So there's two ways it can happen. That $1.96 from where it's at would likely be that, because it's going to finish that drop more than likely. Or it's going to come around and swing through this pattern, and then it would have to do it universally back up, which would be the better option, because it would be the better option. You know, to come down and clear these gaps and things like that, get some more buyers. But if XRP's down at $1.47, it makes me wonder where some of these other ones are going to be that never had that move. So it's an interesting game we're playing right now, for sure, in crypto. I'm fascinated by it though. So then when you look at XRP and then you start looking at like what's the XRP market cap, what's the XRP Bitcoin dominance in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I mean, I asked that question too when I woke up. So XRP market cap's down 3.8%, or better than 4.9 billion to 123.53 billion. And we're firmly back within this pattern again. How there is no donation till now. Thank you, Tom. Thanks, George. I appreciate the $1.99 donation, and also being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP predictor. You'll notice, George, like, though there's been some donations over the last, you know, so much time, but those fall off. You know, members of Tom's Army will fall off for a time. Only, but the market's down. I get the message. But I mean, I also, I see it all the time. I've been doing this 4 years. So like, I know when it's going to be hot and when it's not. And right now it's certainly not. So, you know, you just take what you get. I do all my stuff the exact same way, whether I'm making $0 or $1 million. So it doesn't matter. It's just, I like seeing the pay it forward stuff. So I appreciate that, George. I do. But you see how we're back within on this setup right now. So we're definitely back within here. And by not bouncing out, you know, it's like, let's stop confusing ourselves now that we're back in the pattern. We can readjust it after. And this is just if this is a cup and handle. If it plays all the way up, we would be looking at 255. If it plays all the way down, we're looking at like 22 billion. Like, that's friggin' crazy. So you see the difference here. If this is a head and shoulders, we come down to like 22 to 27 billion. Just do the math where that puts the price on XRP. If we break out and this is actually bullish as hell, we double our market cap. So we double the price of XRP. But if we don't, you know, I like to look at both sides so I'm not caught off guard. I really do. I really, really do, because we're getting into an area now where we need this to be an overall cup and handle, big W with that handle now. And start playing out. And if we play out, we're going to the promised land here. Not the thousands of dollar promised land, but the $5.50 to $6 promised land. Marco, thank you so much for the $6.99 donation. That is incredibly generous, along with being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Thank you. What do they tell me to do? The love. Something like that. Love. I don't know. I can't really do it. My thumb's off. Fuck. I mean, I can move my thumb most of the way. But I had to get a hook put in because I tore my ulnar, well, I ruptured it. It was completely separated, my ulnar collateral ligament, so I couldn't move my thumb. So it was interesting. But let's see. So that's the XRP market cap. So we can see how peril that can get. We'll get into H bar because it is absolutely dumping down a deep slope, or diving down back down to the other side. But we got to finish this talk from XRP. We did the XRP market cap. Now the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And again, like, all of this stuff here, at the end of the day, when you look at it in the smaller time frames, it all becomes noise. So like noise, noise. That was a big pivot point, but it fell below. But again, it's basically noise. Because what did we do here? How about this? How about we get rid of all the bullshit? Because this is sometimes what you have to do when the market starts to break down. You get rid of all of the what ifs, the smaller time frames, the if this happens and that doesn't, or this goes right, maybe this might go right, or maybe we'll go here, maybe we'll go there. If you cut out all the shit, what did we not do? We never back tested that descending triangle breakout. Ever. And we have a golden cross here, so now that we took away the noise, we can see it. And really all we're doing is back testing the weekly golden cross. So are we bullish or bearish at this point? Holy crap, Defined Ghost, welcome back into Tom's Army. For your second month with the emoji, or the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News, you have made me the happiest person in the world by rejoining Tom's Army. Thank you so much. The hardest thing to do is get the person to go from month 1 to month 2. No, it won't, Papa Wheelie. The badge, I did not have that feature on. When you do a month, even if you go away for 6 months, or if you've been in for a year, if you're out of Tom's Army for 10 years, when you come back, you're still going to be at 1 year plus when you start. I have that option in my settings. I can either make it reset if you guys lapse, or I can just let it continue based on past performance, and that's what I do. So it doesn't matter if you miss a month. You're going to be exactly where you were, and you'll go to the next badge if it's that time. I don't make it reset. I think that's pretty stupid. Oh, Defined Group, you are perfectly fine, my friend. I am not judging. I am not judging. I'm just glad that you're back. I'm glad that you're back. Devin, good morning, and thanks for being a very trusted mod and also in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. I'm excited to have you back, Defined Group. I love seeing you with that badge next to your name. Good morning, Charles. It says XRP is poised for a breakout. I mean, honestly, at some point it should be. Oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah. Unfortunately, YouTube, for some reason, we've noticed that it hasn't been updating all that well. But remember, that 3-month badge, Papa Wheelie, that goes all the way to 6 months. So 3, 4, 5 would be the same badge. The 6-month through 11-month is all the XRP predictor. 12 months to 23 months is the I told you so badge. 24 to 35 is the XRP 589 Moon badge. And then 36 to 47 months is the XRP Diamond Hands. Month 48, nobody's got there yet, but they're almost there. And that's going to be a different one. It'll be awesome. I am not surprised, Nick. Black Collar, thank you so much for the $20 donation. Says, you are amazing. Oh, love it. Oh, no, you're fine, Papa Wheelie. Some people don't know that because YouTube doesn't let you do it by month. They let you do the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd month. Nothing for the 4th and 5th. Then the 6th month. And then after that, it's the 1 year. And then after you get to 1 year, it's every year they let you put a new badge out. Which is, I think it's smart because after the first couple of months, and then if you do too many, there's too much. Yeah, if you guys are having a problem, definitely close it and reopen it like Nick did, because it's always got problems. You guys have no idea how bad YouTube's getting just to put out the content. They make it very difficult. But I'm going to keep pushing through. I don't care. I'll take Axion. I don't know if I'll have time because I got to get done with this before Julie leaves, and I'm trying to get through a process here, so let me continue. So we see the golden cross here on the XRP Bitcoin pairing. So the XRP Bitcoin pairing is looking strong right now. You know, now, yes, we haven't back tested back here, so we have to make sure that this is a bona fide breakout and that this isn't a bear flag and that it's not a fake out to the top side. But right now, the weekly is showing a short-term pattern flip. We back tested the golden cross here at the 200. Now we're reaffirming it because we haven't fallen through yet. So as long as we don't fall through, this could be a bull flag set up with the XRP Bitcoin pairing. But you lose that confidence if you come through like the 216 area, let's say, in the sats. So Crypto Scrooge says, I will soon be at the 48-month, brother. How close are you? Can you put in? Can you just do your You know how you can make it show how long you've been in Tom's Army in the YouTube chat? Could you do that real quick so I can see how close we are? Because I think you were one of the first 5 members in Tom's Army. You might have been one. Aside from me and Julie, you are either the first or second. So, but yeah, I can't wait to be able to do the 4-year one. I love it. It just because it shows history. It shows a history, and as long as one person maintains, even if it's me, you know, you get to see the history. But so, what is the implication here? Well, if this plays out, we're going up to the 5110 sat level area. It would be a nice move, and that would be. And this is where we have to be careful because that might not be XRP not dropping. It just might mean Bitcoin's dropping more. You know. So, yeah, anybody with the Diamond Hands badge is a OG for sure. Now, with the 589 Moon badge, it doesn't mean you're not a Diamond Hand, or it doesn't mean you're not an OG. It just means you came along, you know, a year after. Which is still pretty original. Mr. Carter, hashtag M2C Mother Second Choice in the house. The XRP Diamond Hands badge. He's been in Tom's Army since literally day one, basically. So I appreciate that so much. But do you guys see with the XRP Bitcoin pairing the at least potential that we sit here with? So there's a scenario where, you know, at least first Bitcoin. But the problem is here, in the weekly, I mean, the only thing I don't like here is how the weekly's ending. Yes, that could be described as a hammer candle, but if it ends like this, you're ending at the bottom of the candle. If it's bullish, you want to be ending up towards the top of this candle. A bearish hammer is ending exactly how it would right now. And then it's going to be engulfing to start the next week. It's going to invalidate the inverted hammer. See, this is where it gets nasty. Technically, I would want to see this close tomorrow inside of that last inverted hammer. So to me, it would need to close anywhere at like 277 or above. It just, I mean, it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. So as bullish as it looks is as bearish as it finished in a way. It's so funny how people think crypto is going lower. I fail to understand it is going lower as we speak. Lower in what sense? Because it's for sure going lower. And it's been going lower. I don't know what you mean. It's funny to think that it hasn't been going lower. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, we've been calling out the rising wedge in Ethereum for months. And now it finally broke down, and now look what's happening. I mean, you could have implications here of $496. So I'm failing to see how it's funny. Like, I'm not understanding. Am I missing something? It's come down. Ethereum's down 53% since the top in, you know, January. Well, let's get to all-time highs before we talk about $10 XRP, okay? We still haven't hit all-time highs since 2017. I saw a prediction yesterday that algo will retrace all the way back to 6 cents. Why stop there? If algo retraces to 6 cents, well, I wouldn't stop there. If algo retraces past here and this whole thing was a failure, oh, you're coming. You could see depths that you've never seen. That's what I mean. Like, if crypto fails here, we're going down lower in most cryptos than we were in the last bear market. I'm being dead serious. Like, DGB might flip a couple zeros in that case. Because if we're going to where most people are trying to say the market's going, which I'm not disagreeing with, the technical target on Ethereum breaking down out of that rising wedge is all the way down at $400 and something. Nick damn well knows that there's FVGs that have never been hit on Ethereum under 100, but I make him to be the scapegoat when it comes to Ethereum, so I won't speak of it, but Nick knows, and he spoke of it a lot. So, you know, I try not to go down those paths until we have to get there, but I show it on the chart all the time. Bitcoin. And again, let's just take out. Again, let's take out all the shit. Let's take it out. Who cares? Don't care. We don't care about any of this. The falling channel is going to have to stay because that's like a last line. We don't care about this. We're getting rid of that. That was a make it or break it point. 76, we don't care. Don't care. This will come down to here. So now when you start to look at this, what are we really looking at here? Well, we're looking at a scenario now where 63,000 becomes very appealing, and I'll show you why. Forget this. I don't even care about this anymore. Don't care. Don't care. Let's see. We'll keep that just for reference sake. But we're coming to a scenario now. I don't even care about this anymore, to be honest with you. Just get out of my way. With this death cross, to me, the most apparent thing, if this is a cup and handle right here that was formed, we never back tested it. Hello, 63K. That's what I really think. Like, if this is a rejection up here, 63, this was the prototypical rejection and trap more people, death cross in the daily, which means Bitcoin would have another 22. Oh boy, 222. Is that the signal we've been looking for? I do say when 222 pops up, it shows we're on the right. It shows the signs of the angels are telling me we're speaking the truth. Is that our nail in the coffin? I think so. I just don't think crypto's safe right now. Very tough decisions need to be made. Indeed. Very tough decisions need to be made here. This would be that moment to back out with profits. This is kind of that make it or break it point. We came back below the Mendoza line. We rejected on the Mendoza line. And we've got a technical drop point to where it makes perfect sense. How often do I say you don't break out without back testing no matter how high you go when you have a structure built? And once again, that looks like a cup and handle was built here. Oh, this is so fucked. When you actually look at this, you can look at all the good as well. It's so fucked in the short term. Just all of the match. This is fucked. If it's fucked. Unbelievable. How some of this looks. My baby's fighting though in the daily. See, DGB, like I was saying with hammer candles, let me get rid of some of this noise because I can't stand all of these numbers. As it plays out, it's fine and we'll look at it. But damn, sometimes it's like, fuck. This is what we wanted to see on the other one, but unfortunately, that's a bearish daily from the day before, in my opinion. And this just, although it does pull up, it doesn't really resolve anything. Yes, it doesn't come down to a new low at the end. But if it can try to reverse here, let's just say DGB ends at 106. That'd be an extremely bullish close here in the daily. DGB is one of the ones right now that give me a little bit of hope. But we'll see. We'll friggin' see. Because DGB's defying the odds here a little bit. It really is. But like some of it just looks so ridiculous right now. And that's how they want you to feel too. They want you to feel like the world's caving in. You know, I swear that's what the makers want us to feel. They want us to feel that. They really do. So, the crypto fear and greed index coming back down the way I'd like to see it. Still much too high at 27. Where we're at in the market right now, we would love to see a sub 15 fear. Extreme fear. We got to get back down to extreme areas. If you look at the 1 year, we've been on both sides of it. We've been both sides. So, I mean, we are definitely in that kind of a position, folks. Let's see. I want to see, we'll go to H-bar now as well. Because H-bar, down 7%. But look at this. This is leading its way down. I have drawn this out already with H-bar. Because I've been asked where the best opportunity to buy is. I mean, bottom of the whatever the fuck this expandable area is. Oh, good. They found one of the wedding cards. Thank goodness. $11.36. They found one of the cards. I know. But I'm sorry, but H bar, that's what do you want me to say? That's fucked. That doesn't look good at all. I think it's coming down to where we talked about, to that 11-cent area probably. I think this whole market looks like it's coming down 40% probably. No, maybe not 40. 34. I'm not even sure I can see comments anymore unless I scared everybody away. Which wouldn't be the first time. Intermission cost me that 13 probably. Oh yeah, Kyle. Once they got up by 9 last night, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what happened. They just forgot how to play basketball. Yeah, Tyndale, it is a good deal right now, but it's you know, everything's coming down a lot, so I don't think anything's necessarily a bargain right now. I almost think the opposite, like we need to get the fuck out of everything. Even though I took a bunch of profits, I think I'm at the point now where it's like, I think I need to get out of my shit. I think we've hit that crescendo point probably here. Because this is done. What we've just done officially, for algo it's not over, so you can't really do anything yet. But if algo falls below this, I mean, are you really going to sit through 18 to come all the way to 13 and possibly to 7, or maybe to our target down here at 3.8? Like, at a certain point, you got to just face the facts. If this comes through, we are going so much lower that you do not want to hold anything when we make that drop. And we've made a lot of money. We've cashed out a lot of money. If you've done what I've done, you're making a shitload of money on this market. And because of where we bought, what we've sold. But now's the time to look at that other half that's all in profit. Or that we might hold that's in profit. Like for me, I'm having a serious conversation with myself about DGB right now. Because I am still up better than 40%. And I hold, 1.6 million tokens. And I don't want to sit with 1.6 million tokens if it's going to fall right back through. I can't make a decision yet because DGB is actually showing signs of strength right now, despite the market. So there's nothing I can do yet. But there is a scenario where pretty much everything gets sold. Especially, well, not, I have less than I used to have. You guys all know how this works. There's levels that it sells out once it hits. And some of them are either through them, dangerously close, or I have to make my own decision. And right now, my gut is telling me you don't want to hold this through this next drop. Nothing. The same odds I had in December or January with XRP going, and retesting that FVG at $1.50. Or it's higher than December. But I would say there's probably a 75% likelihood XRP hits that FVG at $1.50. And like I said back in January, I hope I'm wrong, or late December. But that's an overwhelming, glaring area. And with Ethereum showing us that rising wedge and it broke down, there's not much faith that I have left in this market right now. Yes, I'm very happy that we were able to buy a bunch of DGB at 0.0077, and it's up at 1 cent. That's a 23% roughly gain. But it can all disappear if it has that drop. So now for anybody who bought it there, you got to make a real decision here. Are you trying to make some profit here? I mean, make 1/4 of your return right now? Or do you think DGB is going to out-define the markets? Like, I'm having a very hard time right now with certain things. I really am. I don't feel like it's coming to a point now where I don't want to hold in this market anymore. I don't even want to be in the market. XRP, you know, that's different for me because that just sits in my XRP healthcare wallet with XRPH. Like, that's also different to me. That's a sparse one. And I'm not looking to do anything with that. Just like XRP, even if I sold it all, I'm not looking to sell XRP likely. But we'll see. We'll see. Because I have that. I took it out of Zaman, and I just have that in my XRP healthcare wallet with my XRPH. They sit together in a nice home. So, they sit with each other in a nice home. If we go to $1.50, it all depends. I don't know what to expect there because I don't know if it's going to hold that gap area or if it just comes through. It's impossible for me to tell you what I expect. Is that the one you just bought?
This is the large.
Oh, that's nice. It fits good.
I'm wearing pants because it's a little chilly.
That's fine. It fits good, though. I like it. Yeah, the sweater looks good. Yeah. When we go down to that $1.50 area, you're going to be looking at, it's basically going to be the make it or break it with this pattern setup. You know, that's going to be, is this going to hold it here? Because you can make the argument that it follows through this for a long time, and you could come all the way down to like $1.15 in this thing, but it would take you, you know, out a couple years. Like, you'd be looking out a little bit. So I don't know. All I do know is I've seen this before. Before they get into quantitative easing, before they get into all the stuff, they drop it hard. And then once they reverse quantitative tightening and they go to easing, once they lower interest rates, it all booms. But I really believe that big W I drew out here could very well play out in a long scale. I do. I think something like that could very well play out. And it's starting to get to a point where it just, the risk reward right now in crypto is not there. If there's more risk than reward, you got to sit out for a little bit. And right now I would hold off on all these. I'm buying the dip. All that talk needs to stop for a little bit until we find out where the hell this bottom is. Because it doesn't feel like we're there. Everything's making these death crosses, which are early warning signs that we're about to go a lot farther down. And with it being in the daily is even worse. Because that's not just a hourly, a 2 hourly, even a 4 hourly. That's a more, not short term, but it's a mediocre. It's like a midterm telling us, uh-oh, if we go any farther, that weekly tells us that we're going to more than just a short-term correction. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at right now. For XCN, briefly, please. Joseph, thank you for the $2 donation. I will certainly do that. I've got to get going here, though. Julie's got to go. I'll look at this for 2 seconds. Are you walking out? We got to wait for that card. Yeah. That's fine. But I got to go after this, Joseph, because Julie's got to get going. I got to make sure. But yeah, this did exactly what my fears were. I talked about the 00829 for anybody who was thinking about buying. You'd have to see if it held that area. But I talked about this when it happened. This looked like the ideal pump and dump. I said it from the beginning. I front ran the consolidation. I front ran the breakout. I front ran the targets. And I also front ran the consolidation and said, listen, like this is, once this happens, and now it's literally dragged on for so long that it's, you just got to face the facts. This fucking broke down. Broke down. It's over. It's over. It's over. I think we just have to face the facts. It's over. Even something that started late, and now it's trying to put in its own death cross, and it's about to come through that pivot layer that ends the pattern. To me, once it broke 0089 or 82, it never back tested the breakout. There's a very real chance we come back to 0033 where it all started on the breakout. And I wasn't being a dick about this token when I first said, hey, if you bought that rally up, just take a breath because you're about to give it all back if you don't sell it. And look what's happened now. It's down 80% from the top. And we're not talking about a top, what, a month and a half ago? That's the ultimate pump and dump right there. That's collusion at the highest level. And now it doesn't show any sign of hope. Like, all of this doesn't look good. I don't know what else I need to say. You know, and it sucks that I have to talk like this on Saturday. But I've been talking about this since fucking late December, early January. I hope this has a chance to reverse. Right now, it looks like hell. And every time something gains 20%, it gives back 30%. So, do I expect anything else out of DGB? I'm hoping so. Because it hasn't given it all back and it's still showing signs of strength. But at the end of the day, we need some help here. We need it fast. Otherwise, we're going to fall hard. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I encourage you, go into my video description below and or pinned comments. Look at BITUNIX. And get yourself set up for the high times of volatility. They have the lowest spot and leverage trading fee. Lowest maker taker if you want to do leverage. They have no KYC or VPN worldwide. They have XRP. They never went away for XRP when it was the lawsuit and all that. But I have to go. I'll keep you guys updated. Just consider what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to jump off a cliff. But what I'm telling you is don't already have fallen off a cliff and just realizing it when you're about to smack the ground. I want you to realize there's a cliff in front of you before you fall off. So take that to heart. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Saturday and most holy of days. Stay kind. Stay humble. Show humility. Be positive, not negative. Be helpful, not hurtful. Be inclusive, not exclusive. And show that big heart that this community has. Be blessed, everybody. And hashtag be better, do better. If you